Stay with us on 91.6 FM as we get straight into Loyal to Local.
Mantra is becoming a familiar word to most people. These are Sanskrit words like yoga, guru, pandit. Mantra is a combination of two words. Mana means the mind, and tra comes from a word called triate.
Yeah.
So sound that frees the mind from its absorption in bodily misidentification.
Yeah.
Also absorption in lamenting on things of the past.
Yeah.
And hankering for things that haven't come. So it's spiritual sound vibration. Krishna describes God as the all-attractive person.
All right.
And Rama addresses God as the reservoir of pleasure, the ocean of happiness.
Wow.
And Hare addresses the spiritual energy which facilitates connection or devotion. So it is like a fire. Anyone who touches it, the fire burns.
Yeah.
So also spiritual sound, whether you know yet of what it means, it does its work because it is always uplifting, purifying, and freeing the mind and heart.
During your introduction, we talked about this drawing that you have on your forehead. Off air, we had the opportunity of you really explaining it to, because I explained how I see it. Please explain it to the person that's listening.
So we've got a mark on the forehead, and it's just the visible one. It's we take clay from the Ganges River, we make into a paste, and then we apply on the body different parts to mark the body as a temple. So it looks like an upside down candle.
Yeah.
Because its technical name in Sanskrit is called Urdhva Pundra. Which means one who's on the upward path. So it is like a candle of divine knowledge, divine light pouring into the dark material world.
Yes.
So one who wears it simply says that I am trying to use this body as a temple of God. But as monks, this is part of our daily look. People who interact with us, who engage with this wisdom, don't necessarily wear it. They may wear it when they come for a service, just to feel, completely in touch. Yeah.
All right. So we are basically talking about this movement. I do believe that this movement has been in operation in the kingdom for quite a while. But because now it's growing by leaps and bounds, we found it really important that we invite Gauranga Swami in studio to tell us more about this movement. So, Swami, tell us, what is the Hare Krishna consciousness and how did you find yourself joining this movement?
So Krishna consciousness, in the name itself, you get to understand the purpose of it. Krishna being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and consciousness is that we are trying to revive our original God consciousness. So the movement has its roots into the thousands of years in the East, based on a body of knowledge called the Vedas, which culminate in books like Bhagavad Gita, which is very famous, those who know. It's a Sanskrit classic, about 700 verses. So in the 60s, a representative of this movement, his name is Swami Prabhupada. He got on a cargo ship to New York. He saw that everyone's following the Americans. So if we have a gift for the world, if the Americans take it, people will take it. So he started the movement in New York in 1966. Incorporated it as the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He came actually to Kenya in 72. He came to South Africa in 75. We who picked it up in Pretoria in 2002 started coming into the kingdom with it in 06. Others had come prior, in the 70s and the 80s. And I moved here 2008 and started a base. So like that, we have many Swazis that are involved who are now saying, Swami, it's time we have our place of gathering. Yeah, we need a temple, a nice farm, because we are simple living, high thinking philosophy. We need to grow our food and sort of balance body, mind, and spirit in its proper health.
Yeah. As you're speaking, I'm actually thinking of mankind. Mankind has been, channeled into thinking that true success is about the wealth that you accumulate in the world. I want to have the best house, the fanciest car. I want to have, everything. I want to, collect and collect and collect. What is true life where Hare Krishna is concerned?
There's a balance that's needed because the person himself or herself is a mixture of two main energies.
Yeah.
There's the material, which is physical. The body is gross, you can see it, and then there's the subtle, the mind, the intelligence. But then there's the active consciousness, the living spark, which is spiritual. So both need their food.
Exactly.
So like Jesus said, what profited a man to gain the whole world and lose his immortal soul?
Yeah.
So the world currently educates and markets and pushes a consumeristic culture where we burn human energy in acquiring trinkets and just status symbols. Yet we neglect the individual. So what happens is that there's all the shiny things.
Yeah.
But then the cage is shiny, but the bird in the cage has not been fed. It's starving.
How I love you right now.
Yeah. So we want that human life to be really successful is that you can manifest a life which is peaceful enough, connected enough to nature, to family, to serving society, but completely focused and progressive in spiritual growth, in getting your consciousness out of its material entanglement.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I do believe there's just so much wrong in the world, so many ills in the world. And just off air, we were talking about, these holy wars that are popping up everywhere, not just in Israel, the Gaza, but also in countries in Africa. And you mentioned in your profile that you actually travel to many countries speaking on many topics. What are some of these topics, and why do you believe it's important to have conversations around these topics?
Yes, one main topic, and it's the plague of the world. It is this bodily identification. When everyone thinks I'm this body, and by extension, what is connected to my body is mine, and therefore I am black, I am white, I am Indian, I'm Chinese, and I'm African, I'm American, like this. We think the land of birth is mine and I am this body.
Yeah.
Yet we all know at the funeral, dust to dust, ashes to ashes.
Yeah.
So when we think we are the mature body, then we create these artificial divisions where we think someone else, because of the color of skin, because of their nationality, is different. But real knowledge says, let's go a little deeper. Not even too deep. We're all human beings. Then this planet becomes our home given to us by the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
So then we can start to learn to share. If you cut just under the skin, everybody's got the same stuff.
That oozes out.
Yes. And so we want to then go deeper. What are the issues that are troubling everyone? We are all going through issues of diseases, old age, death. These are all democratic. They don't pick. So when we think we are the body, we create this tribalism, racism, we create sectarian religions, we create fanaticism, which degrades to war.
Yeah.
So understanding that everything belongs to God and we are all children of the same Divine Father as spiritual beings leads one to understand that everyone deserves a right or a share of the property of the Father.
Yeah.
And we can learn to love each other knowing that we are all sparks of the supreme lovable person.
Yeah.
So it's a situation of godlessness in the world or a shallow understanding of God, where people are using in the name of God to push their own agendas, their
and
own
to gain.
greed.
Yeah. Well, now that you're talking about that, it's got me thinking just how, there's no, how do I put it? We're seeing a lot of, let's just start at the bottom. We are a Christian country, right?
Yes.
In Eswatini. We believe in the divine, which is God, right? But then you're having a lot of churches being built for all the wrong reasons. Now, somebody simply walks into a church expecting something and then only finding themselves even poorer than when they walked in.
Yeah.
So, Hare Krishna, how does Hare Krishna operate compared to Christianity, compared to the Baha'i Holy Faith, compared to the other religions that exist in our country?
First, if you see the Hare Krishna priests or monks, then you will see that they will not be needing so much of your money to buy their fashion.
Yeah.
We are sort of back in the land of Moses and Jesus. We wear robes.
Uh-huh.
So, you've got 4 sets of just cotton cloth which you drape on yourself. Because the issue here is that when someone comes to the temple, comes to the monastery, they have to receive inspiration about their loving relationship with God. And that we are trying to inspire them not to stay in this material world, but to really desire and long to go back home.
Okay.
So in terms of fundraising, even in our monasteries, we've got a donation box.
Yeah.
Where according to your inspiration, you can donate.
Yes.
And so there is no sort of mandatory
and there's no
fees that
and there's
you have
no
to pay.
need to have a whole sermon telling people to give so that they receive blessings.
Yes, because it is a given that the Supreme Father will definitely take care of his children.
Exactly.
He takes care even if you don't try to align with him. So there is that weakness in man to have lust for things of the world. And then that bleeds into even using our Heavenly Father as a tool to get
people
those same things. So even like we say, doctors heal thyself. So I think there's always room also for those who are leading sheep or the flock somewhere to really be scrutinized, trained, inspired into becoming less materially motivated.
As you speak, I'm thinking just how beautiful the world would be if we all had that kind of consciousness, where we're not all about chasing to be the better than the other in terms of the way I dress, in terms of the job I have. I'd rather be people killing each other to become, bigger and better than the other. This would eliminate a lot of the ills in society if we really adopted, the principles of Hare Krishna.
And just on that note, that speaks to the actual identity of everyone. Like we are teaching that every eternal spirit soul is a servant of the Supreme Lord. And that our constitutional position, where we will find actual real joy, is when we are trying to serve. When we're servants of others, then we are not in this mood of trying to lord it over.
Exactly.
Rise above others to become bigger, but we want to contribute to others' happiness and success.
You are listening to Loyal to Local on 91.6 FM. It's now 12:30 in the afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Hanging in studio with Gauranga Swami. And he's our guest here today as we talk about this conscious movement that is currently growing rapidly in the kingdom of Eswatini. Listen up and maybe you'll learn a thing or two. We have in studio Gauranga Swami, who is a monk, and he is part of the universal principles of Krishna consciousness. And he's here to teach us, how we can live an abundant life without putting money at the core. You are currently in the kingdom for a short visit. What work are you currently doing in the country?
I've come to visit some acquaintances first, just to check on them, inspire them, hear them, and I'm also doing some different gatherings. Like this evening, we're at Yini Logu. We have a session there where I'll give a talk, Q&A. I'm also speaking to some interested parties about acquiring space where we can actually set up our headquarters, our base in the country, training facility. And I'm also shooting podcasts with some young Swazi podcasters. The whole thing is to give out information, knowledge, because the knowledge informs our choices and our worldview. So there can never be detriment when one gets more information on board. And so currently I'm focusing on teaching Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavad Gita is like the Bible of the East, you could say. It is the quintessential scripture of the Vedas. But 700 verses, Sanskrit language, is spoken by Krishna to a prince called Arjuna.
Okay.
So the thrust of the Bhagavad Gita is that it is addressing humanity from the point of view that we are spiritual beings.
Yes.
And then also informing us that what is this body that we find ourselves in?
Okay.
And how can it be best used for our happiness? So in as far as making money, hey, go ahead, make money.
Yeah.
We are definitely not against making money. But what is happening is that in trying to make money, we want to make more and more. And we find that what we're getting from money is not hitting the spot.
It's not fulfilling. Not at all.
So because we all know that we're not getting fulfilled, but somehow we are not discussing why not, we all continue on the same path of no fulfillment.
Yeah.
So enter spiritual technology.
Yes.
Where we get informations now. Who is this person who wants to be fulfilled? I'm spiritual. Therefore, I need spiritual senses. I need spiritual paraphernalia to fulfill me, I would say. Matter cannot really fulfill spirit.
Exactly.
So I came now, it's school holidays. When schools are open, I visit certain schools, like Waterford Kamhlaba, speak to the young. And we also are a musical type. We share this chanting on the streets. We play drums and sing, because our lives are all based on what vibration is dominant. So when we raise our vibration, like this chanting of Hare Krishna, spiritual sound vibration, it inspires us. It also allows us to tap into our higher qualities, compassion, tolerance.
Yeah.
We become clean in body, in mind. We are servant of the servants. Then we can build such a beautiful society around us when we are our brother's keeper.
Maybe there's somebody that's listening right now, and maybe they are touched by your teachings. If somebody wants to come and see you on a one-on-one basis, where can they find you?
So we could use the internet. This is easy. My handle is savyathemonk, SAVYA the monk. So you can send me a DM on TikTok or on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can send me an email on the same handle, savyathemonk@gmail.com. And I can give you my number. I'm quite free on WhatsApp when we schedule appointments to talk. I think relationships are the bedrock of a happy life.
Yeah.
And we all need to surround ourselves with persons who want to see us prosper.
Exactly.
And who don't want to keep us where we were last year.
The competition. It's like life is a daily competition. Yeah.
I see that someone is dressed very nicely. They leave the house, they really took their time. And we see it and we don't compliment that person.
Exactly.
Instead, it's like an annoyance. Who do they think they are?
Somebody advances in life, we don't congratulate them. Instead, there's a whole lot of selfishness that I see in the world existing, where it's all about me and it's never about the next person.
Bhagavad Gita hits on that point directly. Krishna says there that he has this whole material energy, but there's another energy of his, which is the spiritual being, who is trying to exploit the resources of the inferior energy. So while we are in this world, there's this mood of trying to lord it over material nature, control it, mine, enjoy it. So this greed and selfishness is in this mood of exploitation. You're trying to get more for you.
And as you speak, do you know that there's a thin line between working for good, the greater good, being a part of the light, contributing to the light, and between and the darkness, the dark side?
Yes.
There's a very thin line, but it all centers around being selfish. It centers around greed. It centers around jealousy. We can go on and on and on, where now you feel like I need to block someone because I want that for myself. And I even believe that it stems from your thoughts and your wishes and from the heart, let's just put it that way, where how you think of somebody else then comes to fruition because you thought ill of somebody else. You did not wish them well. You wish them to fail. You wish them to die. And that comes to pass. Let's talk about that.
Yes, desire. Our desires, they create our reality.
Yeah.
So, you sow a thought, you reap an action. Sow an action, you reap a habit.
Yeah.
You sow a habit, you reap a character. It becomes then your destiny.
Yeah.
So there is power in our desires, and when we are not informed how to upgrade the quality of our desires, we remain in low vibrational desires. Like you'd mentioned, lust, anger, greed, envy. These become like the glasses we wear.
Yeah.
Even someone who's a well-wisher comes to you. Kutwa, like a criminal. He's always thinking others are like himself.
Yeah.
He's somewhere thinking someone's going to steal.
Always
like,
paranoid.
yeah. Or like a womanizer thinks all other men are like womanizers like themselves.
Yeah.
So you see the world according to your consciousness.
Yeah.
And so how do we purify desires? Again, it comes back to this technology of mantra meditation.
Yeah.
These spiritual sound vibrations and also descriptions of the Supreme, his qualities, his activities, his world. They are all product of the spiritual dimension. So when one contacts that sound vibration, it cleanses the mirror of the heart. It removes these glasses where we are under the exploitation mood,
The fog.
selfish, the greed.
Yes, the fog.
It's a fog, really. You need the light too.
And then you have other spiritual movements believing in the concept of earthing, whereby if you walk with your feet on earth, it removes negative energy. It's where you then offload the heaviness of the world. Because there are those people that work for the light, and as they move, they are absorbing negative energy everywhere they go. Actually, I do believe every human being has that ability.
Yes, we are like divine in our genesis. We are created to connect to the whole system of divinity.
Yes.
And the earth is our mother. That's why we call her Mother Earth. And she's also ready to assist us. Just as you put a seed in the earth, you get your food.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, this connection that happens. And I have a friend a barefooted warrior.
Me too.
Oh, yes. Earthing is see, the disconnect is on many levels and it can always be discussed. So therefore, our conversation becomes, how do we reconnect? And in other spaces, how do we remember who we are and what we are and what we're connected to? So even this Krishna consciousness means becoming conscious of that relationship with that Supreme Being. Yeah.
We're talking about a movement that exists right here in the kingdom of Eswatini, and it is a movement that is called the Krishna consciousness. It talks about so many things. It touches on so many things. But at the end of the day, it is there to make you a better spiritual being as you exist on this plane. Well, I've had the opportunity of watching different interviews that our man here, our monk, Gauranga Swami, had with other radio stations, podcasts, and in one of them, he talks about utmost freedom. If I would ask you, dear listener, what freedom is to you, maybe you'd not be able to explain it the way Swami does. So after this, we'll get to talk about the utmost freedom when we get back. 14 minutes to 1 o'clock on the station that matters. You are listening to Loyal to Local, and today we have a guest in studio who goes by the name Sibusiso Nhlabathi, but we use his spiritual name. It's Gauranga Swami, and he is part of the Krishna consciousness. And we're talking about a movement that is making waves in the kingdom of Eswatini, and we just want to make sure that you are aware that this movement, which promotes certain things, and you learn more about that if you keep on listening to the station that matters. Now, Swami, there's different ways that we all understand freedom, and we connect to freedom in different ways. What is freedom in your view?
Freedom, yes, there's a lot of clamoring around the world for freedom.
Yeah.
Yes, many people have lost their lives fighting for different types of freedom.
Yeah.
So freedom is a sort of liberation. But then most types of freedom is that we are trying to remove one obstacle to our happiness, something that is stopping us from achieving a certain
what we want. Yeah, back to selfishness.
Yes. And also it's limited within the realm of birth and death. So
the physical.
The physical.
Yeah.
Therefore, there is another level of freedom, liberation, where one can understand that the entirety of the universe that we find ourselves in is actually a correctional facility, aka prison.
Yeah.
This is a place of reformation.
Mm.
So unless and until one hears of the life beyond the limited world of time, space, and dimension,
yeah,
one can never really be free.
Yeah.
Because we're free of winter, and then we are caught up with summer.
Yeah.
And then those conditions again are creating some sort of frustration, limitation.
Yeah.
So beyond temporary freedom, political, economic, social, is spiritual freedom. And that freedom necessitates knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And that knowledge, when it is applied, one starts to have a goal that goes past death. Okay. What will I do that death will not take away from me? That means how to be free from the repeated cycle of birth and death. That is another information which is neglected or not highlighted enough. That we are trapped in a cycle of repeated birth and death, old age and disease.
Now, what then happens to the person who abides by the teachings of Christianity, where when you die, it is done until Gukhalil Qilong?
Judgment Day.
You see that story that
yes.
the Christianity has been selling us?
Yes.
What then to the person who believes and strongly believes that when I am done, it is done with me, and then I have to be standing before the one who created me and be judged for the work that I've done on this plane?
If we actually study Christianity itself, we find that even the founding fathers accepted this reincarnation. They taught it, the Aquinas, the Oregons. They understood that the spirit is deathless. We are simply accepting a body in the womb of whatever parent.
Yes.
And when we say at the funeral, so-and-so is gone, It's not that now they will be in some limbo.
Yeah.
This was created
Total blackness.
a political move which said if people understand that there's a multiplicity of lives, then they will not abide by our rules and regulations in this life. So we give them a duality, either heaven or hell.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
using fear, but you
To
can
control.
to control.
Yeah.
But God has created a system where we are to learn and upgrade. If you haven't learned in this life, because look at it, how does one come into this life in a poor family or a rich family or with this talent or lacking that?
Yeah.
So it is telling us that we're coming into this life with the results of previous lives.
Okay.
Sometimes someone's born is already like a virtuoso child, is learning
Yeah.
piano, and where did they
exactly.
get all that endowment? Or even phobias, you're afraid of heights on water. Where did you encounter difficulty with those elements?
Yeah.
So there's even proper scientific studies where people study young kids who speak languages from another country they've
Yeah.
never been. They speak of their previous parents, and it correlates that people have had previous lives. And so if you believe that, I think at death and beyond, one will discover that it wasn't just one life and that's it. We are in one page of our eternal book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Due to time constraints, I think it's important that we move on to the next question. Otherwise, I do believe we'd need like 5 hours straight
For these
in order
topics.
to download all the knowledge and wisdom that comes with Hare Krishna. But for the person that has really connected with you on the show and would maybe love to learn more about Hare Krishna, where can they go to in the kingdom in order to find that information?
So we are leaving a nice stack of books at Yinilogu
Okay.
Art Space here on Kwamile Street. It's Cinelax building.
Okay.
Then we also have some phone numbers of some of our reps. We have Mage Matamavuso you can contact. And these two places where you can connect to the literature. Otherwise, being a digital world that we're in, you can always be in touch with us and connect you to pockets of activities that are happening when I am also traveling different places.
So Hare Krishna doesn't have like sermons like we have with churches where you know that, oh, we have a church, it is here, and we have sermons between 10 and 12. You don't have something like that?
In the country, we don't.
Unfortunately.
And that's where we are heading now. We want
Oh.
to actually have a place where people can come and get their spiritual education, their nourishment and inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 6 minutes to 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, do join us for the news right here on the station that matters. But before I let you go, Swami, let's have your social media handles once again for that person that really wants to connect with you directly.
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok as Savya the Monk. So at SAVYA the Monk, Savya the Monk.
There you have it. If you want spiritual growth, if you're tired of existing in the physical, and you just want to grow because you do believe that there's much bigger, there's much higher where my life is concerned, and you understanding that you're a spiritual being within a body, and you don't want to be confined to the limits of what the body can do, make sure you contact this guy. And he will take you places. I'm Fiona Russell Schmidt. Do stay with us on the station that matters. And this is how we end our Loyal to Local Hour. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you, listeners.
In other religions, they say Namaste.
We say Hare Krishna.
There you go.